How's it going, everybody? It's Vito from Perfect Storm Gaming. This is UFO War Room episode 3, and today we're going to start out with an announcement from my man Jeremy Corbell, who, in his latest episode of Weaponized, which I'm going to be touching base on a couple of different topics here, he basically comes out, "This is Sparta."
This is Sparta!
Full war helmet blazing, lays it down the bridge of their nose, and drops some special locations to some actual UFO materials. Those of us like myself didn't know about this stuff, but I was speaking to my boy and he's like, nah, this is like, we knew this, but he basically gives Eric Burleson a place to look at and to go to. So let's get started and I'll shut up and listen to what he has to say.
Next thing I want to talk to you about is obviously Congress. I mean, that's what's happening in September, and there's been a lot of stuff going on. I've seen little posts here and there. And I do want to bring up a couple things. So first and foremost is Senator Rounds has kind of come out, and you've heard him talk a little bit. There was an interview he did with our pal Matt Laszlo from Askapol. I think they were on like a train or something like that. But he asked them a little bit about, have you asked to see the materials? Because he said a lot of people did come forward and testify to him about materials they were working on where they didn't know where they were from. I think this has been well documented, so I'm just going to say it. I think Senator Rounds should ask to see Lockheed's Plant B6 complex in Burbank, California, 2300 Empire Avenue. And then I would like them, maybe he should go ask to see Northrop Grumman's Plant 42 in Palmdale, which is 3520 East Avenue, M Street. I mean, look, the addresses are there. Like, he could ask to find out what's going on at those two locations with the exact hardware that the Disclosure Act, was written about. Do we have materials that they suspect to be NHI? Well, those are two places you can go look. He should do that, don't you think?
Yeah, and he should get there before the moving vans back up, which they're probably on their way right now.
Yeah. Well,
Can you imagine, I think, like, whoever is in charge of watching everything this guy, because that there's probably five special agents assigned just to watch everything this guy Corbell and Knapp does. So can you imagine that they just auga, like just the calamity that's going on now at those bases to clean shit out, moving vans backing up, just like danger, Will Robinson, danger. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine the shit that's going on there? That's some funny shit. So what do you guys think in the comments? You guys think that there's actual UFO materials there? I think for sure if he's name dropping it, I think that there might be, smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire, basically. Because I spoke to my buddy and he's like, yeah, that's those are two well-known sites. Me, I didn't have a clue because I'm dumb. My buddy knew. So
it was Hal Puthoff that went on Joe Rogan podcast and said we have about 13 craft or components of craft that are spread out. And I would take that to the bank. I suspect Hal Puthoff knows what he's talking about, at least on those 13. So it's not like a secret anymore. This is, we had a huge legislation about it. We talked about contractors. We talked about the DIA trying to obtain some of the materials from Lockheed through the vice president of Lockheed. All of that is correct information, and it's out there in the public, and I think it can and should be investigated.
I just want to know, why does an independent company have control over materials that are exotic to this planet, if that's the case? Like, if Lockheed does in fact have these things, why do they have to say so? Like, I understand they're hiding it behind these private companies so that way they can do a bunch of random weird shit and probably cause just complete chaos all along the world. But why the hell do they have control of these things, and where's the oversight? That's all I want. I want disclosure, and I want oversight. No one's stupid. Everyone knows that you're doing shit you're not supposed to be, whether it's hurting people, harming people. I'm sure people have been hurt, killed, maimed, working on these things. That's what comes with the territory when you're working with things you don't know about. You push the red button, and you shouldn't have pushed the red button. You should push the green button. Now the red button just ripped your leg across the room over there. So you can't tell me this shit isn't happening with the experiments and that they're not trying to silence people. This is what this show is about. This is about the everyday man, such as myself, experiencing something. I experienced the UFO back in, what was it? Back when we were having the drones. I experienced the UFO back then. I don't remember what month it was. But after seeing that, now I'm hooked. I got to do this. This is what we're doing. So you can't tell me this stuff's going on. Next, we're going to jump into some sightings. So we're going to jump into that. Stick with us. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to play this. This is from the Instagram channel anonymous shadow with 2 W's. I'll post a link in the description. This is a really cool one. I mean, it's not the best quality, but it's very clear. You can see what it is. You can make out the shape. You can see what it does. This is supposedly the TR6 Telos, which is Northrop Grumman's TR6 Telos, which is the trans-atmospheric electrogravitic low observability surveillance platform. That's allegedly what this is, and it gives a design in the description, which is really cool. I don't know if any of this is true. And supposedly this is from Amarillo, Texas, August 5th, 2024. Let's check this out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I didn't want to play the music because it does that, and I didn't want that. And I don't know if that's copyright. Hopefully that doesn't ding me. But what do you guys think? Let's just say hypothetically, you step out into your yard, you look up into your sky, and there that is. What do you guys think? You think this is legit? I mean, this thing looks like a boomerang in the sky. This almost looks similar to the thing that I saw, except for it was C-shaped. I call it boomerang, but it was more C-shaped, and it was flying with the open part forwards. So the V that's going looks like it's back. That was moving forwards, and it was more C-shaped than actual boomerang. This really looks like a boomerang, so I think I'd shit my pants if I saw this in the sky. All right, we're going to jump into another one. Let's see what we... This one's really cool. This one was caught on a ring cam. This is in St. Albarn, UK, 2021, and this is a triangle-shaped craft caught on door cam. Don't know if this is a Treb also, but this is definitely, I mean... Yo, that is freaking legit. Can you imagine your door cam gets set off? It's 4:30 in the morning, and you wake up all sleepy-eyed, and there's that goddamn thing just drifting across your thing. I'd probably run outside and try and get some video of it. I'd probably shit myself as well. That's some cool shit, man. I mean, what do you guys think that is? I mean, I think that's some type of triangular-shaped craft, or at least 3 crafts flying in formation very, very well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Sound off in the comments. All right, now we're going to jump back into the Jeremy Corbell thing. He makes a huge announcement towards the end of the show, which is actually related to a good friend of mine. His name is Jeremy Ray. He's part of this organization that he's going to talk about, and he is the treasurer, and he's on the board. So Jeremy Ray is going to be joining us on the show, or on this show as often as I could possibly convince him to be on. And hopefully I'm going to get some people from this organization as well to be on here. So if you guys are a part of this organization that he's talking about and you'd like to be on the show, please contact Jeremy Ray, and I'd love to have you on to talk about anything you want to talk about UFO related or paranormal. This is going to also be paranormal as well. Obviously, it's called UFO War Room, but it's going to be a mixture of everything because this is stuff I like to do. All right, here it is, the announcement from Jeremy Corbell for my boy Jeremy Ray and the organization he helped form. He's going to talk about it right now. This is really cool. He was actually going to name drop this information on one of my live streams, but he was too busy and couldn't do it. I mean, not like it would have mattered anyway. I got like 5 or 6 people that watch me for right now, so he would have been basically announcing it to nobody. I think, this is kind of a slightly larger platform to get this out here, but this is really cool. I hope this organization blows up, and maybe I'll look into being a part of it because it sounds really, really cool. Check this out.
Jeremy, talk to you later.
Last thing, I got to plug something too. I got some friends on the East Coast. It's like a breakaway investigation, like a breakaway civilization. I got a call from a friend said, some of us broke away from MUFON, and we're calling it, coolest title ever, the International UFO Bureau. So I looked them up. They got a website, internationalUFObureau.com. And one of my friends, who's a great detective, like a homicide detective, is involved with it. So I think it's going to be a cool endeavor. I don't know much about it, but I just want to let people know, go to the website because one of my pals is involved with that. So anyway, George, listen,
So that's awesome. Congratulations to that organization. That is amazing. I love it. And we're going to be discussing that in the future, and we're going to be having Jeremy Ray on to talk about it probably in the next week or so, hopefully. And hopefully some people from that organization. So let's jump to the next conversation. I want to jump into what Dave Foley is talking about here, comedian that he had on the show. He talked about some pretty good stuff. So let's jump into that. So here we have something that I found was interesting. Is it starts off talking about the LA riots, and it's going to cut to what this next video is I'm going to show you, which is, it blew my mind when I saw it, and nobody realized it was happening during LA riots. So he's
riots are as bad as they say.
Well, Joey and I have been out reporting on the streets for Instagram,
And yeah, we are recovering just how horribly dangerous it is out there.
On the day we were recording, L.A. is in flames. Am I correct? It looks
Yeah,
like
oh, yeah.
their bomb exploded there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff is going on in my old neighborhood downtown.
This is great to see because a few weeks ago we were told that there was nothing going on. It was peaceful. There was nothing. But these guys are talking about it being like a fucking war zone. And again, it's going to cut into the next thing I'm going to show you in a second. I just want them to get more descriptive, paint more of a picture.
Maine, just down the street from City Hall. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, I can't recognize that neighborhood.
You're being sarcastic.
Yeah, because when I lived there, there was not 3 Waymo cars on fire. So yeah, it's a disaster. It's a beyond any human understanding. And I guess I just want to say to the people who own the company Waymo,
for sure,
my heart's with you.
So here we go. Check this out. Now imagine you're out there and you're rioting, right? You're out there rioting and you're causing chaos, and next thing you know, you look up and you see this random weird shit in the sky. Like, it's just, I can't believe no one recognized this thing or realized it was there. Check this out. So here we go. This is from the LA riots. This was taken, let me see if the date is here. This is 2 weeks ago. Lights in triangular formation, a very peculiar situation among civilians seen here. The peculiar situation is the fucking riots. So let's start the sound. So no, you're out there rioting and you can't see it there because it was quick, but it was there. I'll show the next video. You see it there above the buildings, right? So it's right there. It's right there, basically. Right here. There it is, right there. So yeah, I'll cut to the next scene. Because imagine being out there rioting, all this nonsense and chaos is happening, and these UFO aliens are just taking a look at you being a dumbass. Let me pause it. So it's 1, 2, 3. At first I thought it was this, but I don't even know. That could be an orb, that could be a disc. Don't know what that even is. That could be something as well, right? But then you've got 1, 2, 3, a solid triangular formation right here. Look at that. What do you guys think this is? You think this is a Treb? You think this is us watching because allegedly the Trebs are us? Do you think this is, the men in sky, as Trump called them? Let me know in the comments what you guys think this is. Just straight chaos. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments as to what you think that exactly is. I think that is probably a UFO of some sort. Here we're going to touch into Dave Foley's, what his thought is on the what was it, the Wall Street Journal article and the New York Times article from a month ago, just about. I agree with him completely. There's no way you can trick the entire world. It was also, the funny thing is the article started out basically saying, if you believe in UFOs, it's MAGA. And anytime you try to make things political, you instantly lose me. Do you know what I mean? I might lean a certain way politically or not lean a certain way politically. However, anytime that you make politics constantly the forefront of everything you're talking about, I'm done with you. Like, we're done. You lost me. You're a liar. I don't want to talk about it anymore. So we're going to listen to what this gentleman says. He's pretty much right. There's no way, he's a comedian. This is what this guy does for a living. He knows funny. This is what he gets paid for. Obviously, he's sitting in a beautiful house. He's made some money off his career. He knows what he's talking about. So I'm going to think he should know what funny is, what humor is, what pranks are. Same thing at the firehouse. We prank each other all day. It's not funny if you don't get bled in on the prank. Do you know what I mean? It's funny when for 5 seconds, and then it's not funny if the person doesn't know they're being pranked.
Is of an opportunity to not think about this, then that's what they'll do, because those are the people that the Robertson panel has worked on the best. They're and again I go back to Noam Chomsky's talking about manufacturing consent. You don't have to censor, you don't have to monitor, because all you have to do is create an environment where people will censor themselves and monitor themselves, and that's what they've done. They create the environment where only crazy people talk about UFOs, and so then, and usually the easiest people to manipulate like that tend to be intellectual elites. So, and then that just sort of trickles down to the rest of the population. So I think like like that Wall Street Journal thing. You didn't need any evidence to debunk it. You could just read what they wrote and go, "That's crazy." Like, who would believe that? Like, how many, thousands of intelligence operatives
right. Come on now.
were hazed?
Come on now.
into believing that there were UFO programs
For decades.
and they somehow managed to retire without ever being disabused
And
of this
globally.
prank.
Globally.
And live their
on,
lives
stop the
in
bullshit.
fear of incarceration or death. For the rest of their lives, all because of a prank. And as a comedian, one thing I know about pranks is they're no good unless you tell the person you pranked. Like, it just, there's no point in it.
That's a great point.
Yeah, if you don't say to the people, there's no UFOs after the prank, then you didn't do the prank right.
That crazy Area 51 story was a good one, too. That was a good prank, is that an Air Force officer handed out some fake UFO photos to a bar owner, and that's what started that whole story going.
Yeah, because...
different.
How'd that work out?
You were there.
Yeah, and also, it's like, and everyone knows the reach that
Right.
a bar owner...
Right, a bar owner in like the
Anyway,
whatever year it was. Yeah, okay. Fuck outta here.
Who has probably a customer base of mostly people from Area 51, and other than that, maybe a few hundred people that live within the next several hundred square miles.
Well, I'll tell you, if you really wanted to discourage attention on, say, an airplane that's being tested out there that was invisible radar, the great way to get the Russians and the public to not look at it is to say, we've really got flying saucers, anti-gravity, and that's alien tech.
Right.
Nobody's going to pay attention to that. They'll just walk away from it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of people don't know that when they were testing...
That's like saying, whatever you do, don't look under the curtain. That's the only thing I'm going to want to do. As soon as you tell me don't look under that curtain, guess what I'm doing? I'm looking under that fucking curtain. I'm like, peekaboo, I see you. Come on now. Dave Foley brought up another amazing point in this episode that I really liked. Here, watch this.
Wright brothers mastered.
Plus, eventually, we get to know about it.
Yeah.
So a program that's a crash vehicle in Roswell, we should know about it by now if it was ours. And even the Tic Tac 21 years ago.
Yeah, and if we've had craft that can defy gravity and fly at 30 times the speed of sound, and could get us to Mars and the moon in seconds. It's really irresponsible that we've been putting human beings on top of giant chemical rockets.
Like the Challenger?
Yeah, that was a really irresponsible thing to do.
We wouldn't have needed NASA. We wouldn't have needed even the atomic
Right.
program. If we had tech like this.
We're watching Elon
kind of
blow
sad.
up a goddamn rocket every other day. Like, you're watching the rocket miss, you're watching the rocket bounce off this, you're watching the whole platform explode randomly because of whatever reason. So why are we wasting billions of dollars in resources if we have this capability? Just enough already. It could advance us as humans, as a race, as a species so much if we just cut the bullshit and released what we had. From medical field, you better believe that we could do some stuff medically. From traveling to anything, to everything, just make life better and easier. Or just, how about make life a lot easier and cost a lot less for us as human beings? Free energy, things that should be given to the world. These people just want to profit off it, and it's disgusting. So he's absolutely right in this case.
When I found out that we don't, and if we do, it's super rudimentary reverse engineering. To get kind of serious here, I am really pissed by that article for a specific purpose. So they said, oh yeah, we've had people come in, or maybe this was the interview with interim director Tim Phillips, but he was like, oh, we've had people in really scared for their lives, or they're revealing something secret, but it was a hazing thing.
Thank you.
Bullshit. Because the people that testified in front of Congress, they're not all saying the same story. We know about hazing stuff that goes on in military. You could play a joke on somebody, then you let them know it's a prank. We're talking about people with different sets of information testifying in front of Congress, and then people who haven't yet publicly testified, but that we know went to AARO and exposed to them certain reverse engineering programs with high detail of energy sources and that kind of thing at different locations. They're not repeating the same hazing story. They're telling them things that they've had their brake lines cut over this issue, that kind of thing. We're going to hear more about that soon, but I'm just saying, if it was like one hazing...
To say that stuff's not happening is kind of insane. I mean, it obviously sounds like a terrible movie plot. I understand completely, but if there's, where there's smoke, there's usually fire, right? Where there's smoke, there's fire. So we'll just have to use common sense, and that's the thing that I want to try and do on this channel is just use common sense. What are my eyes? What are my senses? What does my brain tell me immediately? Is that we're not stupid. This shit's happening. So that's what I think is holding them back from this disclosure on all of it, because the good stuff's going to be the disclosure. The bad stuff's going to be all the bodies that are buried and all the people that were harmed, and God only knows what happened. So now we're going to jump into a couple more sightings. Let's check these out. Perfect. This next clip comes to us from the channel UFO_hunters on Instagram. This is supposedly seen over Italy. This actually looks in color very similar to the UFO that I saw last year, in that it's translucent. It was very eerie on the night sky. Very similar to this, but not quite the same. Check this out. Let me know what you think. What do you think? Think that's real? Think that's legit? Think that's bullshit? Why is it wobbling? That's just weird, man. Just wobbling like that, and then it just kind of winks out. It's so weird. Like, what the fuck is it doing? I would shit my pants. That's crazy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. That's legit. That is literally almost the same coloring that I saw on the night sky, and it was just a streak. It was just C-shaped like that, went zoop across the sky and then gone, and then helicopter. Crazy as hell. This one's pretty cool too. This was UAP footage captured by camera aboard a U.S. military platform in the Middle East in 2024. So check this out. Let me know what you guys think about this. This comes from the All-Domain Anomalous Resource Resolution Office. Received a report from U.S. military service consisting of 1 minute and 36 seconds of full motion video footage captured by a camera aboard a U.S. military platform in the military east. I don't know what a military platform is. It looks like it's above it, so I don't know exactly how sky. I'm assuming by platform it means satellite. According to the reporting service, the recording likely depicts a slow-moving spheroidal object. So it's probably, it looks fast-moving. It's that paradox bullshit. So this actually came from AARO, which is crazy that they actually released something. I'm surprised they didn't say it was swamp ass like usual. So what do you guys think that is? Is there sound? Yeah, there's this. So what is that? Is that a balloon? Is it swamp gas reflecting off of Venus's ass? As you can see here, the telemetry data has all been redacted, so that's kind of interesting. So what exactly is that? Is AARO going to say that that's a fly, or All right, guys, that's the show. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll be back next week with another episode, hopefully with a guest, a special guest. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Jeremy Wright. And we'll get this going. Please like, subscribe to the channel. I am trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. Please help me. I'm at about 2,600 right now. Please help me get this up there at about 10,000. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me. See you guys next week. Vito from Perfect Storm, out.